I know you're thinking to yourself, how can I improve my FC25 experience? Look no further. MonoEXP has the best, cheapest coins on the website. Best price, best guarantee. Use the code META for 8% off, bro. You can get literally any card. Go check them out right now. Brodies, what it do, man? We are back with another video. We do have a 4-4-1 tactic. Now, I did say I was kind of finished with the tactics videos, but we got to actually analyze and kind of evaluate this guy right here by the name of ManuBachoore. Shout out to him. He obviously just won the FC Pro tournament. I think they won like $250,000, something like that. I think it was obviously taxed, but hey, game is the game, my friends. We do have his 4-4-1 tactics that I think pretty much would make sense why it's the best tactic and why not a lot of people picked up on it. But I feel like now, because of the increased insane cards, formations like CM formations, you don't really need CDMs, if that makes sense, especially a pro player like himself, ManuBachoore. He doesn't really pull his players out of position, so he knows exactly how to defend and doesn't leave gaps. He pressurizes the opponent so well. So yeah, obviously this is the 4-4-1 tactic, 4-4-1-1 tactic. Shout out to FC25 and News. I'm not too sure how accurate they are in terms of getting everything right, but I think from the most part he does play around these tactics. Now please, before you just copy and paste, you have to know how to utilize the tactics instead of just, you know, copying a code, if that makes sense. Because let's be honest, majority of us are not going to be playing like ManuBachoore, but we will try at least, you know, we can only try. But yeah, I definitely think for the most part though, he was actually using the 4-4-1-1. And then I think he changed around to 4-4-2 as well. But as you can see, if you're looking at the video of the actual pro event, when he pressed pause, he was using the 4-4-1-1 with the players. As you can see right there, we got Harry Kane. Very interesting striker. But I always said it, bro. I was the first guy to say, not the first, but I was the guy to always say, when you're using a lone striker formation, you want to have a big body at striker. Because what this does is it allows for the physicality, you know, the no-nonsense striking elements, you know. So shout out to Harry Kane right there. He's got Messi as the cam as well. I've also said it, man, a huge advocate for someone that plays a taller striker with a smaller minded cam, because if you have two big bodies up top, it's going to be too lanks, bro. Too lanky indeed. But yeah, speaking of this of balance as well, we've got Vitinha, smaller minded structured player, like I say, alongside Cantona, which is the taller minded structured player. Because this works in harmony, you know, you can't have two big bodies. Sometimes you can, but I feel like with the gameplay being slow as always, you want to at least have, you know, the two right there in the mix. Now looking at his left mid, he's got the likes of Eusebio, which, by the way, insane. He played so well with Eusebio, 98 as well. So shouts out to him. And he was using the main, I think, left flank right there with Eusebio from what I checked. And then obviously Graham Hansen on the right. Two CMs we've covered, and then the fullbacks. Now this is very important with the fullback, right? By the way, please ignore my voice, bro. I'm a little bit sick still. We almost there. We're almost there. But with the fullbacks, the left back or whoever is your most attacking fullback, use this as the flanker. Someone that is like a trump card, or someone that just kind of acts as a player that not a lot of people will realize he's that guy. Like Nuno Mendes, bro, 99 rated Nuno Mendes. I've always said it, man, he is so good in this game, especially with the wingback plus. He uses him as the wingback unbalanced. What he did was, now yes, sometimes you can get caught on the counters, but as I said, he's such a good player to the point where he doesn't really, he knows how to defend, you know, which one thing I must say that he was using a lot is the press. So obviously high press when, you know, like when you activate it, I will try and maybe play a game, I'll see. But he was activating high press at certain situations, bro. So that made it very, very OP as well to like kind of just pressurize the opponent, obviously Bryce. But yeah, Lucio as the right back as well. I'm a huge advocate for taller fullbacks because obviously winning the ball in the air, etc, etc. So yeah, two center backs is big-bodied structured players, ManuBachoore and then Van der Ven. Now these are tanks, bro. Players above 6 foot. I think Van der Ven might be a little bit on the shorter side, but from what I know though, he's more of like the maneuverable center back, someone that's not too tall to the point where, you know, if you lose the ball, he's going to turn like a truck. ManuBachoore is that guy. Well, you need at least one center back like that. And then Konate for goalkeeper. I feel like Konate is such a good goalkeeper because this is personal preference, but I think the bigger, like, stockier goalkeepers, the better in terms of like rushing out, etc., etc. From what I know though, he actually had his goalkeeper, I think at sweeper keeper plus. Correct me if I'm wrong right there, but yeah, as I said, man, I will show you the tactics right there on the screen. So this is how it was running. So sweeper keeper balanced, Milinkovic Savic, obviously, as I said, I like the taller minded structured goalkeepers, and I most of the time like to move my keeper out myself, but obviously, hey, he's the pro, he's doing what he does best. And as you can see, sweeper keeper does make sense, especially if you are someone that counters very well. You play like very attackingly. Obviously, if you have 2 CMs, then by all means, man. So yeah, sweeper keeper, he's got 1 fullback on balanced, not too attacking right there, but not too defensive. And then the attacking fullback, which is the main man Mendes. 2 CMs is going to be holding defend. Now, I think, if I'm not wrong, I feel like one of the CMs that he played was either fullback, was either holding plus or was either box to box. I'm not entirely too sure, but as I said, man, don't just copy and paste codes. You can even play around with it. Like, if you think that maybe you like to use Cafu, let's say, as the box to box instead of the holding, by all means, bro, just play around with it, see what's the best tactic for you. And also these tactics, it's like tactics in FC25. I think, what are we now, in August? It's a little bit crazy, right? But it is it's actually a very good thing to do now, so you can like prepare for FC26, if that makes sense, just to kind of see how, because the thing is, a big change this year that a lot of people was going through is the tactics. People didn't know what to use with the pluses, the focus. They didn't know how to utilize certain things. For now, I feel like the best play would be not even just copying codes, bro, like literally just kind of jumping in the game, testing your players out, kind of working the formation around your players and your play style. That's, I feel like, is going to be a huge increase to your game in FC26, especially with the meta right there. So yeah, 2 left mids and right mids right there, 2 wingers is going to be inside forward, which is the best tactic right here instantly. Everybody uses inside forward, and yeah, definitely the play. And then playmaker balanced. I don't know if he was using, so he was using Messi, right, at playmaker balanced. So correct me if I'm wrong, it was either shadow striker or playmaker. As I said, man, play around with it. I personally like the shadow striker because they work in harmony with the striker. So if the striker's a little bit drop back, the cam acts as the striker, you know? So it's kind of like a 2-striker formation, but you actually have your cam in play and intact every time. So it's kind of like low-key 3 players, but it's 2 players. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, overall, man, I feel like that is the best play to showcase. But yeah, I'll actually just showcase some gameplay right there from, I don't know if they copyright strike this or what, but let's see. So everything I was saying, right, we've got obviously, I think he activates press right here, you know, so as soon as the player or the opposition turns their back, he activates the team press. So he does it the whole time, from what I've heard and from what I'm seeing as well. You can see all the players like act in harmony in terms of like trying to press the ball. So as you can see, he obviously uses the player lock system. Yeah, just insane gameplay right there, man, especially with the quick passing. Now, I personally like to use short passing in my build-up play, but I feel like that does leave gaps, especially if you're playing a attacking formation. It would make sense why you wouldn't want to like be at a disadvantage, you know, because you're already using an attacking formation, so you don't want to like be that guy that like, you know, has all his players out of position and stuff. So it makes a lot of sense. But as you can see, we will see some of the gameplay right there. And yeah, it was very interesting to see because I always watch Anders' gameplay. I'd never actually seen Manu's gameplay, so shout out to him for winning it though. That is insane. Now, as you can see, the scoreline was very high. It makes sense. Everyone was playing attacking formations, and unfortunately in this game, you have to use like basically attack is your best form of defense, vice versa. I don't know if I said that right, but you get what I'm saying. Like attack is the main thing right there. Outscore your opponents. You can't just sit back. You have to actually be that guy that pounces. That's the guy that won, you know. But yeah, tell me in the comments, boys, are you going to use this formation? Are you still playing FC right there? Are you preparing for FC26? You know, we all love football, bro. That's why we're here. Virtual simulation of this in this game is like it's the best, you know. No one's playing PES, bro. Let's be honest right there. So unfortunately, we are still jumping over to FC. we will see what happens in FC26. But please do hit that like, subscribe. I'll catch you boys in the next one. Yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this analysis as well. I'll probably do more in the future. I don't really watch FC Pro events that much. I kind of watch it to see what players they're using. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't actually see this. Strength, strong defensive focus, players really tire, excellent build-up play, dependency on possession, isolated front line, central overload. That's the analysis of FUT FC right there. But yeah, I'll catch you boys in the next one. Have a sweet one. Peace.